and welcome to another episode of Alagang Alaga. And this time, as we near the Christmas season, it's all going to be about fitness. And today, we are very much privileged to be joined by some amazing fitness gurus and experts who have come to become a part of Alaga Health's quest to empower our fellow Filipinos with the knowledge and capacity to take care of themselves anytime, anywhere, in every way. So, first up, I would like to introduce to you today, okay? This person is someone who is very much deep into the fitness world. He is a certified fitness content creator for the page Phantom Jeff. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mr. Jeffrey Catajan. Please say hi, sir.
Hello. Hello, guys.
All right, there you have it. Thank you very much for that. And next up, our next speaker is someone who proves that age is just a number. This person is a founder, actually, of Pinay Fitness.ph. So you can visit that later. Is part of Gold's Gym Bodycon 5. Is considered an ageless Fitspiration finalist. And is a Century Tuna Superbods 2020 semi-finalist. Wow. And again, was part of the Transformation Showdown of 2020 and is considered the most inspirational first runner-up of that event. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Miss Marissa Falvo.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hope to interact with you more along the whole process of our interview for tonight. Okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And last but definitely not the least, we have someone who is also a certified fitness coach. He is an MTP Certified Coach and is also a men's physique athlete and competitor. He is, at the same time, a bodybuilding and lifestyle coach. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Mr. Paolo Capa.
Hello.
All right. So today we're very lucky to have all three of you, all of whom are very much into the fitness world. And as we near the holiday season, laging tanong ng mga Pilipino, gaano kaya kalaki ang itataba ko ngayong Pasko? Sunod-sunod ang kainan, may Noche Buena, may Medianoche, and there is this period of time wherein we do not even know what day it is because we're on break. We do not go to work as often. Sunod-sunod ang mga holidays, and with that break comes a lot of eating, a lot of reunions, and lo and behold, pagdating ng January, naku po, magugulat na lang lahat sila at definitely dadagdagan sa kanilang New Year's resolution. I have to lose that weight. I have to get fit again. I have to get back into the right groove. But today we're taking on a different approach. Together with our three lifestyle coaches, we hope to tackle the question, paano nga ba maging fit ngayong holiday break? So, my first question, and I think this is very much applicable to all of you, and I believe iba-iba kayo na magiging sagot dito. What is the number one myth, in your perspective, the number one myth when it comes to staying fit and healthy during the holiday break? Perhaps we could start with Sir Jeffrey Catajan. What is the number one myth that people always believe or say when it comes to being healthy during the holiday break? Ano ba yung mga usual confusions natin, sir?
Actually, ang pinaka-lagi nating madidinig dyan is parang hindi ka naman tataba ng isang araw eh. And yung part na yun na, or part of your thinking na hindi ka naman tataba ng isang araw, and then you justify it with other things like, you see, di naman ako tumaba, di ba? That's something that is very big actually, and it becomes a habit. Yun yung that's the biggest problem for me. Although, there's a truth to that na you won't really get fat by just eating for a day, pero building a bad habit and and not a healthy relationship with food technically will help you build unnecessary fat throughout a certain week, month, or so.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Jeff. So clearly, I like what you said, no? A healthy relationship with food. Because for some, on the opposite, magugulat na lang sila, wow, ang payat ko na. And we all know that that can be a bit dangerous. Actually, can be very dangerous. But apart from that, I would now like to ask our low among the thorns, Ma'am Marissa Falvo, particularly when it comes to those who are a bit older, who say that, pang mga bata na lang yung pagiging fit at pagiging healthy. What can you say to them as the most common myth pagdating sa pagiging healthy during the holiday break?
Actually, marami talagang myths eh. Regardless of the age, ang nakikita ko talagang glaring na myth is quite common even hindi siya holidays. Yung no rice. So people would think na, okay, as long as hindi ako kain ng rice or no carbs, ganyan, hindi ako tataba. Pero without them knowing na the more na akala nila parang may authority yung katawan nilang kumain ng madami dahil walang rice, lumalagpas na pala sila sa caloric requirement ng katawan nila. Tapos nagkakaroon na ng caloric excess. Where in fact, ang nagpapataba is yung sobrang calories na hindi naman kayang i-burn ng katawan, regardless kung galing siya sa rice or meat or fat. So, yun, papunta ka sa buffet table, though, ewan ko kung may buffet pa ngayon kasi Pasko. Tapos, try sila mag-avoid ng rice, pero nakatambak naman lahat ng mga kung ano mang meat, sweets. Kasi akala nila no rice, pero yung pala sweets. Tapos yung pala, sobrang dami na pala, hindi na pala kaya ng katawan. So that, in general, and about naman sa older people, more on, kasi parang may feeling of resignation na kasi, in general din, yung mga, I don't know, 40s, 50s and above, thinking na, ganito na talaga. When I reach a certain age, hanggang dito na lang talaga, so I'll just enjoy food without even thinking na may balik sa kanila yon. The more na people get to be a certain age, the more that they should be focusing on their fitness kasi yun yung pinaka-insurance nila na they would enjoy their later age. So, I think the message is not just for Christmas or for the holiday seasons, but in general, in the whole journey of life. So, I hope that answers the question though.
Right. Thank you very much, Ma'am Marissa. And I have to agree, when it comes to staying fit and healthy, it really is a lifestyle. It's not just for a particular season. What we see happen most often is that people would go into different cycles of losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, and it becomes very difficult to manage over the long period of time. And I like also what you said, that in terms of being healthy, it's not really about the age. It's really about how you take care of yourself on a daily basis. And it's also good to highlight what you said, It might not even be the kind of food that you eat. Just because you don't eat rice means that you're going to lose weight. Hindi ka nga nagkanin, pero nakatatlong plato ka naman ng crispy pata, ganoon din yung hinatnan natin. I believe we have that saying when it comes to the fitness world, na caloric deficit is the key if you want to lose weight, and that is the typical goal during the holiday break, or at least for those who are trying to lose weight. Okay, let's now go to Sir Paolo. In your opinion, as a coach, what is the typical excuse and or myth na laging sinasabi sa'yo ng mga na tuturuan mo in terms of going on the path to fitness pagdating din sa pagiging healthy during the holiday break?
Ayun. So, ako naman, personally, most of the time na-encounter ko, especially with my clients, so pag mag-start pa lang kami ng training, parang sinasabi nila, Coach, so ang goal ko is magpa-slim down or magpa-tone down. So, hindi na ba tayo kakain ng carbs? Kasi lahat sila takot sa carbs eh. So parang ang akala nila, ang mindset nila is, if you want to slim down, tatanggalin mo yung carbs dun sa equation. Which is, ina-explain ko sa kanila mabuti na it's a matter of calculating your calorie intake. So, it doesn't mean naman na dinagdagan mo yung protein mo and fats, tapos eliminate mo yung carbs, marireach na natin yung specific goal mo. So, kailangan talaga yung protein, carbs, and fat mo or yung total calorie intake mo is balance talaga. And for me, well calculated siya, syempre.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Paolo. So I like the thought of it always being well calculated, no? Dapat alam mo yung dapat. Now, for the average everyday Filipino na hindi naman into health, hindi naman into fitness, pero gusto nila na maging mas healthy. Ang lagi nilang tanong, even to us, no, in the health sector, they would always ask us, Doc, how do I even start? How do I even begin? Because they say that one of the hardest things to do is to get on the right path to fitness. Kasi for all their life, for example, they grew up with a non-healthy relationship with food, or they would always put off physical fitness. How exactly do you think you can help inspire them to start? Ano yung mga kailangang isipin, gawin, or to take into account? Perhaps we can go the other way around. Sir Paolo, what do you think? Ano ba yung mga kailangan for us to start?
Ako personally, ang ina-advise ko lagi sa clients ko, if tinatanong ko kasi lagi sila if ready na ba talaga kayo, like mentally prepared, physically prepared, and syempre, hindi naman mawawala yung kung financially prepared ka. Kasi lahat naman yan is yung pagpapaganda ng katawan, being healthy is kind of investment na rin para sa sarili mo. So, yung tatlong bagay na lagi kong tinatanong kasi hindi pa pwede kasi na, sige, you're financially prepared pero hindi ka mentally prepared. So, kalagitnaan ng preparation or ng workout natin, bigla ka mag-give up. Then that will sabotage our main goal. So,
I have actually seen that pattern, Sir Paolo, no? And this is more typically seen within the age group of Ma'am Marissa, wherein those who are more financially able would sign up for those expensive gym memberships, but would only end up going to 1 or 2 sessions. Then after that, wala na, right? So probably I'd like to ask Ma'am Marissa, no, how exactly do you start properly, more so when it comes to your age group that find it hard to even begin because they've already gotten into the mindset na, hindi, ganito na talaga ako, tabain lang talaga ako palagi, o hindi, ganito na talaga ako, kasama lang yung high blood, kasama lang yung diabetes, kasama lang yung hirap at hingal sa paglalakad on a daily basis sa pagtanda. What do you say to that, Ma'am Marissa? How can we start properly?
Yeah, actually, it's a challenge because with age, so I'm currently 51 years old. So, yung mga ka-age group ko, so medyo yung iba nga, hindi naman nila priority yon when they were growing up, can you call that? And then suddenly, boom, doon na pala sila sa stage na kailangan na nila. Kasi sabi nga ng medical practitioners na kailangan na nila, so wala silang choice. Nahirapan sila. So, what I have them do is ask them, what do you like to do? What movement is your favorite movement? Like, do you like to dance? Do you like to, hindi lang naman tungkol sa, it's not about like lifting weights all the time, lalo na when they're starting out. And hindi rin naman lang jogging ang solusyon sa lahat ng bagay. So they need to love the process. They need to know at first why they're doing it for their own self-improvement, for their own health, for their loved ones even. And then, eventually, they need to know what they love to do para hindi yun chore every time they start working out. So, another thing also is it's also important for them to see, like, people around their age na kayang gawin pala. So once they see that it's doable, like I have a friend na talagang nasa chubby side siya, pagkatapos suddenly ngayon, nagbo-boxing na siya. Pagkatapos biglang consistent. It's about consistency. Consistent siya sa ginagawa niya araw-araw. After like 6 months, biglang nagulat yung friends niya, bakit ang payat-payat mo na ng ginawa mo? And then she goes, hindi payat, fit. So yun yung importante, na makita nila na doable siya kahit na simpleng bagay lang na ginagawa araw-araw. And then eventually, saka na ngayon magiging mas technical about matuturuan mo na tungkol sa food choices nila na proper, tapos sa mga yung details na about the macronutrients, yung mga caloric intake, yung mga proper food para magkaroon ng proper nutrition sa katawan nila. But it has to first start from them. It has to first start from their own desire to do something, to change themselves. So that thing can be seen if they see that it's doable and they have an idea of a roadmap. So hopefully I would like to be a roadmap for 50 and above. So I think I am with my friends. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
Definitely, Ma'am Marissa. No? It's actually an inspiration to see someone who is countering the message that when you get to a certain age, definitely tataba na, definitely not healthy na, definitely not able to manage themselves anymore. I like what you said, that there is this social component wherein when you surround yourself with friends, with family members who are also into taking care of their well-being, it gets a little bit easier, no? And it's also a way probably for families to get together, especially during the holiday break, because now it's not only one person who's trying to live a healthy lifestyle, kasi napakahirap naman na maging healthy yung isang tao lang sa bahay. Ikaw ang kinakain mo, occasional salad, chicken breast, tapos bawas-bawasan ng konti yung sweets. Pero lahat ng kamag-anak mo, sobrang tindi ng pagkain ng ice cream, tindi ng pagkain ng lechon, especially during the holiday break. So it can get a little bit more difficult. So it's really good to highlight that social component. So let's go to Sir Jeff. In your experience, how can it be possible to start better? Ano yung mga bagay na pwedeng gawin ng mga tao to actually start? Because there can be so many excuses when it comes to starting. What is your advice to all of those who are having difficulty starting their fitness journey?
Akin for in my own opinion kasi, the one thing that nagpapahirap sa mga tao on starting on something, actually hindi lang naman sa fitness, but in everything, is they go and find direct answers on an exact problem. They're asking wrong questions and they kind of thinking na they can get the right answer from it. For example, anong iniinom mo para pumayat? Because they think that's how it is. Anong ginagawa mo para lumaki yung braso mo? Because they think that's how it is. For me, the best thing to do first is educate yourself about the basics. Even just the basics. Learning to understand how things work on the base level lang. I mean, not going too far, how parang naglulose talaga ng fat, but just the basics of it. Kasi if you don't know anything and you just ask random stranger, like makita mo sa Facebook, you ask him, or may nakita kang magandang katawan sa gym, you ask him some things na, and you're not really, hindi mo siya actually alam kung he knows what he's saying and you just believe it kasi yun lang din yung alam mo eh. You don't know kung tama ba yung sinasabi niya or not because you don't know din kung ano naman yung totoo. So you copy it, you do it, you waste your time, and at the same time, sometimes, minsan naliligaw ka rin ng landas. For me, always, when you're trying something, when you're doing something, at least know even the basics of it. Yun, for me.
Thank you very much for that, Sir Jeff. I like the way that you highlighted about knowing the basics or asking the right questions. Because sometimes there is a tendency for us to find the quick solutions. Ano yung iinumin mo ng mabilis? Ano yung one single exercise na magpapabago ng buhay mo? O kaya naman, ano yung secret weapon mo in terms of modifying your diet that solve na kaagad lahat? I like that notion. Plus the way you highlighted that you can actually ask people how to properly do it. And that's why you have your doctors, you have your fitness instructors, you have your coaches, all of us here who are advocating for a healthy lifestyle, no? Of course, in very different ways. Now let's jump to the more difficult question. For us in the health sector, whenever we would advise our patients, we would always say a good estimate of physical activity that you should maintain would be roughly 30 minutes of moderate physical activity. That would be the general target for majority of Filipinos. That would be the ballpark number. But for some, even with that, there have pagdating sa kanilang mga fitness endeavors, ang ganda ng umpisa. Nakalog pa yan. Meron pa sila mga apps. They would log what they eat. They would log their exercises. Very, very good. Probably for about the first month or so. And then it gets stressful. May trabaho na, things get complicated, and they end up stopping. That's the big clincher right there. And again, babalik tayo sa scenario kanina na nag-umpisa ng gym membership, 2 beses lang ginamit, never na ulit siya nakita ng fitness instructor. So the next question is, how exactly do you keep going? Do you have any advice for those who have done this charade over and over again, year after year? Laging tambay ng gym from January to February and then hindi na ulit nagpakita for the rest of the year. What exactly is your advice? Sa gym lang ba talaga makikita ang health? Is there any other way for them to be healthy outside? Are there exercises that you can recommend that they do even while at work? How do you keep fit? Basically, is the question throughout the year. More so, maybe even during this holiday season. Probably we can go with Sir Jeff.
Yun. Actually, marami ako gustong i-discuss regarding dyan. Pero one thing kasi na nakikita ko, why most people fail is they don't plan about it. They just go thinking that they should try something. Pero sometimes, trying is not enough eh. There's a difference between trying and commitment. Dun madalas takot yung tao. When they commit kasi, they felt na, okay, nag-commit ako, kaso mamaya baka mapahiya ako eh. Baka hindi ako pumayat. Paano na yun? Feeling nila, if they commit on something, they should sacrifice a lot. And one thing they hate the most is the word discipline. Kasi most people think that when there is discipline, there's pain. But actually, discipline is more about self-love. Kasi you know what you want right from the start. And you're just saying no on something na, alam mo yun, for the moment lang naman siya okay eh. Sometimes kasi yung pumipigil sa atin on getting what we want is we give a chance on something na tingin lang natin okay for that moment. And then we do it thinking na okay lang naman yun eh. We rest, and then we rest, and then there's more rest, and then hindi na tayo bumalik sa gym. Or hindi na tayo nag-diet. We stop from that. Yun, for me is, una is they don't plan anything at all. Second is thinking that discipline is all about pain, but no, it's not. And last is yung, actually nawala sa isip ko. Pero last for me actually is yung part na hindi sila nagiging honest about what they want. They have goals that doesn't excite them. They just want something. They want a bit of change. They're aiming something too low. I'm not saying to be parang super bongga about something. But if you're aiming for something that doesn't excite you, mag-aanap ka lang ng other things na ma-excite ka, maybe watching TV, new series on Netflix, and then boom, tomorrow wala ka na. Yun. That, for me, that's one of the reasons, few reasons why we don't see most of the time itong mga people na just madalas na nagka-come and go lang sa gym and training.
Thank you for that, Sir Jeff. No, I would like to highlight what you said. There's a need to plan. At the same time, there's a need to commit, particularly to the discipline part, wherein we do not or should not equate discipline with pain. It's actually self-love. And at the same time, no? There is this need to be excited. Kasi ang hirap tumuloy sa isang bagay na bored ka naman. And I think this is a bit of a challenge as you get older. And I think I would like to ask Ma'am Marissa this, no? Particularly within your age group. Kasi yung age group niyo po talaga yung talaga nagsa-struggle when it comes to staying fit. Bibihira ang within your age group that are actually able to maintain their wellness, their fitness, and their capability to be quote-unquote superbods. And when it comes right down to it, I'd like to ask, what are some of your go-to advice or solutions or mga practical tips how you can continue to remain healthy despite being busy, despite not really being familiar with the gym life, despite not having probably the luxury of time to choose every day to eat na pag kinain itong meal set na to for about a month, for sure, papayat ka na kaagad. What's your advice in terms of being on the path, continuously being on the path to being healthy?
Yeah, I have friends who ask me about what they need to do to be healthier. And I first asked them 3 questions. So I asked them, how bad do you want it? If they say, mga 70%, then I'd be like, okay, then just do what you continue doing, just add a little bit of movement here and there. Because that means that they're not ready yet. So even if you give them the best advice in the whole world, hindi rin naman nila ma-absorb yun. If it's just 70%, it should be like, I want it like really, really bad, 100%, 101 even, So for the meantime, pag 70% siya, 80%, suporta lang ako. Now, if they say they want it really bad, then I ask, why do you want it? Why do you want it that bad? And then they'd say, because I want to see my apo, I don't know, grow up, and then I want to play with them or something, or I want to be a role model to my kids so that they see that it's doable pala to be even at this age, kaya pa palang maging fit and healthy. Or I just suffered a heartache and I want to get over it and it's really, really bad. So yun, as long as they know why they want it and they want it really bad, then that's good. They have to hold on to that. And then the third question would be, so what will you do about it? So once they have all that questions answered, and the last one is about acting on it. What's the plan? Ika nga. So once they have a plan, they'd say, okay, medyo busy ako. Then babalik sila sa why do you want it pagka medyo naging busy sila. Or pagka medyo doable pa ng konting excuse, mas malalim na excuse, yung why do you want it, not just how bad. And then eventually, and as long as the plan is in place, may plan A, plan B, plan C, tuloy-tuloy lang sila. So those 3 questions would work. And yeah.
Thank you, Ma'am Marissa. I would like to reiterate what you said. Start with the why, right? I think that clearly shows how sometimes even life coaching and not only the physical wellness are actually intertwined, no? Because that is something we also believe not only in terms of health, but also in business and in so many other endeavors. You start with your why. And actually, that's very close to what Sir Jeff kanina said, na parang may hugot, no? Kalimitan ang problema ng mga tao, takot sa commitment, right? They're unwilling to commit themselves to something, and what would make it easier for them to commit is to start with that why. So I think that really puts it together. So I love that combo. So now let's go to Sir Paolo. When it comes to pushing or encouraging those who would like to stop, no? Particularly napagod na sila, hindi ko kayang i-maintain tong every weekend ako mag-rock climbing o mag-gym o kaya mag-tennis with my friends, mag-ballroom dancing o kaya itong araw-araw na instead matulog ako sa umaga for another 30 minutes, gigising ako and I will use the treadmill or the elliptical for 30 minutes. Nakakapagod. I'd rather sleep, diba? Particularly yung mga very, very busy. how do you convince them or encourage them to stay on the path to remaining fit and healthy, more so during the holiday break?
So, for me personally kasi, like I said, pag sa clients ko naman, even sa friends ko na nagtatanong sa akin, like gusto magpa-guide, napaka-importante kasi sa akin ng goal setting. So, hindi tayo pwede na dahil gusto mong magpa-coach or magtanong, yun na yun, like start na tayo. So, you really need to be specific dun sa goal mo. At saka ako, lagi kong sinasabi na hindi pwede yung mindset na bahala na lang kung saan abutin, kung kailan natin maabot yung goal. Kailangan, lagi kong sinasabi na magkaroon tayo ng deadline. You're a competitor or not, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng deadline para yun yung sisilbi as motivation natin sa sarili. Like, kung for example, may client ako na gusto daw niya mag-lose ng weight or ma-achieve tong physique na to by January. So, nag-ask siya sa akin by August. So, sinabi ko sa kanya, willing ka bang i-sacrifice tong mga bagay na to or ma-compromise just to reach your goal? So, sabi naman niya, titingnan ko and susubukan natin. So sabi ko sa kanya, balikan mo ko pag hindi na ganyan yung sagot mo sa akin. Kasi hindi tayo magkakasundo. Kasi yun nga, like sabi ni Miss Marissa, tsaka ni Jeff, na kailangan talaga ng 100% commitment para ma-reach natin yung goal natin. So once na nagkaintindihan na tayo, then there's no backing out. So whatever it takes talaga, kailangan natin gawin.
Alright, thank you for that, Sir Paolo. No? That notion of doing whatever it takes. Plus, that tip on how to make it a little bit easier, that notion of goal setting and having to hit a particular target. When people usually jump into the quote-unquote fitness game, they have this tendency to want to jump the gun at the very get-go. Kumbaga, for example, they want to lose 30 pounds. They go from 0 to 30 in their head kaagad. Not losing 5, not losing 10. They want to lose 30 in their mind. And there's always that feeling that if they're unable to hit 30 pounds weight loss, for example, within this particular period of time, ayaw na nila kaagad. And that makes it easier for them to give up. So I understand why it's very important to highlight that notion of goal setting and how you put that on your timeline. So I'd like to now ask a little bit more about everyday things they can do. So I would like to ask, what type of exercises, or if you could probably give one or two go-to exercise, simple exercises that probably those who would like to stay a little bit more active during the holiday break can do. Probably not because, but just to stay active and healthy. More so, a lot are at home. For some, they're afraid still to go to the gym, and for some, they don't equipment or many other things that they would think are requirements when it comes to being fit and doing physical activity. So what are some of your practical exercises or things that they can do right now, even as they're watching this webinar? So
in the Philippines, 8 out of 10 Filipinos have never had a medical checkup, while 6 out of 10 Filipinos pass away without ever seeing a health professional.
For a lot of Filipinos, it's hard to stay healthy and get better when you have to wait in long lines, pay expensive fees, and travel far for the services you need.
Today, we proudly bring you the Alaga Health app, the Philippines' all-in-one healthcare mobile and web application that helps you get health services anytime, anywhere, in every way.
The Alaga Health app offers a complete online medical suite for Filipinos. Teleconferencing allows you to consult from your phone or laptop anytime without going to a clinic. For your loved ones who can't leave the house, you can use the home visits function. You can also say goodbye to long waiting times at the hospital using the clinic visits feature. For emergency situations, you can use Doctor on Demand.
With Alaga Health, the future of healthcare is now at your fingertips. Quality healthcare, anytime, anywhere, in every way.